All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to rock and roll on this beautiful Thursday. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to hit the share button. I want you to text somebody, tweet, tag somebody, share it with somebody, like it, comment, drop names of people that you know need to be tagged in this live, because we are about to talk about your money game plan on this beautiful Thursday. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramon Preston, and guess what? Every Monday through every Friday, with the exception of when I'm moving and I'm traveling and unable to be in the house, with the exception of that traveling schedule, every Monday through Friday, we show up here to share information with you that is strategically and specifically designed to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. And I am delighted today to talk to you about your money game plan. So if you would be so kind, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the share button, drop the name of the city that you're watching me from in the comments, who you representing. We want to give a shout out to you and to your city, and we want other people who come on to know where you're watching from in the event they are close to you. Maybe y'all can do some business together. Maybe y'all can make some changes and transformations in your community together. But nevertheless, I want to say thank you to all of you who continue to support the Ramon Preston Show, all of my tribe members, my extended family members and friends, all of our business community members, all of our ministry community members. I just love and appreciate all of you, and I'm extraordinarily grateful to have such a solid support system of people who are really hungry and eager to take their financial lives, their business lives to the next level. And that's what I love to do. That's a part of my God-given assignment, and that is to help you get to your next level. So welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you missed this week's show, I'm talking about Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday leading up to today, you want to go back and take a look at what we talked about the first few days of this week. I mean, we've had some extraordinary discussions. All of the discussions that I've had this week are primarily centered around money. And I have a lot of reasons why I wanted to designate this week to talk about money. And so today we're going to be talking about your money game plan. And I'll give you a summary of some of the key points that you can use as takeaways that we talked about this week. And then we'll literally hone in, narrow into what your game plan needs to be when it comes to your money. Please be sure, if you haven't, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. We are quickly approaching 6,000 subscribers. And so your subscription is vital to continuing to give us that lift on these platforms. So you know how the algorithms work. When you like those videos that you see, when you participate, when you comment, when you interact and engage on these live shows, even the replays, you are helping the algorithms lift up our videos so that more eyes and more ears and more people can get connected to us. And so we really appreciate your subscriptions. I also want to encourage you to visit LinkedIn and search for Ramon Preston. That's my name. And when you find my page, I want you to follow me as well on LinkedIn. We have almost 7,000 followers on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is a very powerful page, especially those of you who are in the space of some profession, whether you are the CEO of your company, whether you are an executive of your own company, whether you are a leader, a coach, a consultant, a trainer, or a motivational speaker. I don't want you to underestimate or overlook or even minimize the power of social media for your industry, particularly YouTube and LinkedIn. So I want to connect with you on YouTube. I want to connect with you on LinkedIn. And of course, we have a Facebook page. You can find me on Facebook at Ramon Preston or Ramon Preston Enterprises, as well as Instagram. So just be sure that you are subscribed, that you are following me, and that you have your notifications on. So when we're dropping content throughout the day, when we're going live like we do on our show Monday through Friday at noon, you're able to get the notification, jump on, and get the game. Sometimes just throughout the course of the day, if you hear something, it could trigger you to really push forward. So thank you so much. And I really appreciate everything that you all do. I appreciate all of you for trusting me and my team to serve you, whether you are a member of our online training program called the Blueprint Game Plan, whether you are part of our School of Prophets, our School of Ministry, whether you are a coaching member or a client in our consulting services, whatever you do with us, we just want you to know we love and we appreciate you. And if you have not done business with us on any level, I look forward to doing business with you. And I have a few offers that I'm going to share with you today that I hope you take me up on and reach out to me. The number that I'm going to be giving you is already in the comments. It's in the description. You'll see certain things that you'll be able to text, whether you want to join our Blueprint online training, you can text Blueprint. You want to join our coaching program, you can text coaching to that number. If you would like to be a part of our certification program or licensing program, you could text certify. And if you are a pastor, because we're building out a whole new division for our corporate executive training and coaching, for those of you that are pastors and ministers and leaders and preachers and nonprofit executives, we're building out an entire division and dedicating that division to executive training and coaching, particularly for pastors, for churches, for fivefold ministry leaders, apostles, prophets, those of you that are traveling, evangelists, and you just need a better business and a better economic engine to undergird and support what it is that you're doing. We have programs that we can tailor make to assist you, to assist your team, your staff, your volunteer base, your congregation, your nonprofit. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you don't know, and I'll share a few stats with you while I move into this part of the show. But ever since the pandemic was triggered on the quarantine level back in March of 2020, a lot of churches and a lot of nonprofits and a lot of people, period, outside of churches and nonprofits have been struggling. So there are no exceptions to the rule. People, families, different groups, different organizations, different industries and markets, businesses, entrepreneurs, freelancers, everywhere and everyone all across the board have been impacted tremendously by this pandemic. And so now we're over a year and a half into this pandemic, and we still dealing with a lot of economic problems that we need to come together, get the right information and training, and start moving forward with that information to create solutions and strategies so that we can start succeeding again. And so that's what my team and I are committed to doing. This is why we have our coaching program. This is why we have our online training program. This is why we just launched our executive training and coaching for nonprofits and pastors and churches. This is why we have our certification and licensing program. So we have a suite, like an entire suite of programs and services that are designed to help provide solutions and strategies for you to increase your income, to find more stability economically and to continue to build your business or your nonprofit organization. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I know I'm saying a lot about this at the front of the show, but I just want to say it because I'm really passionate about it, and I see it every day. I talk to people every day in our churches. I talk to people every day in our communities. I talk to people every day in our business coaching program, and just people in general. And you see it everywhere. No matter where you go on social media, no matter what you watch on TV, you're seeing the negative impact that this pandemic and the detriment of this pandemic has created in people's lives, not just physically or medically, not just mentally or emotionally, not just culturally or politically, but also financially, economically. And I believe that my team and I have been given an assignment from God, and we've been given the intelligence and the capabilities of solving a lot of these problems that you might be facing when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your business. So here are a few stats that I want to share with you, because I was doing some studying just yesterday on some of the statistics, some of the data that has been gathered since the pandemic started, from March of 2020 to October of 2021. Is that what, 18 months? Yeah, it's pretty much 18 months. So for the last 18 months, I want to share with you some statistics that I found. And now, some of these statistics that I'm sharing with you is based on a recent report. This is verified from the United States Census Bureau. So this is as verified of information that you're going to get when it comes to certain things that are going on economically. This report was published on September the 14th of 2021. So we're talking about what? A month ago, this report was published, and this particular report presents data on income, earnings, income inequality, and poverty in the United States based on information collected this year from what has taken place just since the pandemic. So let me give you a few stats. Now, you got to really, when you see information and when you read this information and study this information, you really got to read between the lines and behind the lines. So like, let me give you a stat. The statistics show that the median income in the U.S., this is what one of these data points suggests, that the median income in the United States just since the pandemic has gone down to somewhere, and when I say median income, we're talking about the median household income. So this may very well be the total income of two people that live in a house, and in some cases it may be just one person. But you know how people gather data. Like these bureaus and these organizations, they gather data by taking the total amount of information or data that they gather, the surveys, and what they do is figure out, okay, what is the middle or median point of information? What is the median or middle data point? So what they're suggesting is the median household income in the United States of America just since the pandemic has gone down a few percent to approximately $67,000 per household. Now, when you see that, here's what I want you to think about. They're saying this is the median income. Most households that I know don't even make $67,000 a year. But they're saying this is the middle. This is middle America. Now, if this is middle America, if this is median income, what about the overwhelming majority of the people that you know? It may even be yourself. Because if you represent a household in America and you're not making at least, or your household is not bringing at least $67,000 in, or if it hasn't brought at least $67,000 in within the last year, let's say since the pandemic started and kicked off with the quarantine, that means you're not even considered to be in the middle. So you have a group of people who are on the top earners, then you have people who are in the middle earners, and then you have the people who are at the bottom earners. Now, if the top, if the middle is 67, right? Well, that means if we're not even going to talk about the top right now. We're just going to talk about the middle down, because this is where most of America is right now. And this is critical, because most of the people who fit this middle to bottom category are people who represent the 32 million businesses in the United States of America. These are the people who represent the overwhelming majority of what we see going on in our economy, in our communities, in our businesses, in our jobs, in our careers. And so these are data points that, even though on the surface it sounds like, oh, you just pulling numbers and you just talking numbers. No, I'm talking about why you and I have to become more financially literate. Why you and I have to understand the money game, and why we, like today's show, have to have, not that we have a choice. We have to have a money game plan. Because if you don't have a money game plan and you are in this category here, you are in extreme trouble, and you know you're in extreme trouble. Let me tell you why. Here's some more data points. So some of these surveys that have just been completed within the last month, based on people's income, we just saw the median income went down to somewhere around $67,000 a year for each household, the middle part of America, when most people are not even at 67,000. I know households that are not even at 40. I know some households that are not even at 25. So what that means is there's a whole group of people in America who are struggling. Now, another data point that they shared with us from these reports is that over 40% of individuals, since the pandemic, over 40% of individuals, and here's what the report said, particularly blacks and Latinos, this is a real report, over 40% of individuals, that means 4 out of 10 people, just since March of 2020, out of 10 people, 4 of those people, and we're talking about particularly blacks and Latinos, literally exhausted all the savings that they had just to get through the pandemic. So that means most of the people that you and I know who had a little bit of money last March, just a little bit, and most of that money probably came from tax time. Most of that money probably came from them just trying to save and hold up. Most of the money that people had saved in March of 2020 have nothing today in October of 2021. Like nothing, zero, nothing. Because they had to figure out how to navigate through this whole year and a half cycle of stimulus checks, SBA loans, PPP loans, EIDL loans, layoffs, furloughs, job cuts, going digital as opposed to analog, no longer being able to go into an office and having to work from home, and this, that, and the other. And as a result, the overwhelming majority of people who suffered from this zero out loss are blacks and Latinos. Now, guess what? If that is the case, let me take you back to what we talked about Monday we talked about your money mission. Remember? Monday, we talked about your money mission. Tuesday, we talked about the money game. Yesterday, we talked about your income power play. And today, I'm telling you that you got to have, or if I can say it in my hood voice, you got to have. It's not that you have a choice or you have any other options. You got to make the decision today that, you know what? I got to have a money game plan. I got to have a money game plan. How many of you agree with me today? I want you to put in the comments if you agree that you have to have a money game plan. If you don't know what a money game plan is, I'm going to talk a little bit about this with you today. And guess what? I'm going to use my personal playbook to show you what your money game plan needs to be. I've been talking about this all week. And like I just told my team yesterday, I personally don't think I talk enough about our Blueprint Game Plan program, which is an online training program made up of hundreds of videos and documents and forms and interactive lessons to teach you the fundamentals of financial literacy. Yes, that program includes courses and documents and tutorials to show you how to start and structure a holding company. But more importantly, that Blueprint Game Plan program that I always bring emphasis on. You see it right here? Let me show it to you. That's the Blueprint Game Plan. It's a 5-step wealth building system that provides online education and training for financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, real estate, investing, and family legacy wealth building. I personally don't think that I talk about it enough. And as of yesterday, I've changed that narrative, because even a lot of people that we have on our Blueprint Game Plan, people who have purchased it and who have access to it every day, most of them I don't think are utilizing it correctly, because they don't utilize it as a 5-step wealth building system. In other words, they're not utilizing it as something tactical that they can use or implement and execute as a game plan. They're just going on there to get information on holding companies or how to do this or how to do that, when the game is about you getting your money right. The game is about you getting control of your income. The game is about you understanding what is your mission and why that mission is important when it comes to your money. And so this is what I want to talk to you about, because if you do not have a money game plan, and you may say, well, how do I know if I have a money game plan? Do you have money? Because if you ain't got no money, that means you don't have a money game plan. Or you may have money, but you know you don't have enough money to do the things that you, number one, gotta do, and then maybe number two, the things that you actually want to do. So that means you got to get your money game plan up. You got to figure out a plan that you can implement and execute to see results, so that while you play the money game every day, whether it's from your job, whether it's from your side hustle, whether it's from your business, whether it's from certain activities that you're participating in just to serve, but you're looking for ways to monetize, to have more freedom, all of the things that you do in any area of your life should be interconnected to the money game that you're playing. It's kind of like living your life. It's kind of like living your life like you're on a real earthly Monopoly board. I know you probably might not even be familiar with the game of Monopoly, or maybe you haven't played it in a long time. I know personally I haven't played it in a long time. I don't even know if I remember how to play it, but I know at least some of the fundamentals of the game to know that, well, whoever owns the land, whoever's running things, whoever's controlling the narrative, and whoever has the bag is the one that's actually controlling the board. Well, your life has to be set up the same way. And so I'm going to use my personal playbook from the Blueprint Game Plan to help you understand how to create a money game plan so that when you're playing the money game and you're calling power plays, it all reflects your money mission. So maybe you need to go back and just rewatch all the videos that we left on our platform from the show this week. Because again, Monday we talked about the money mission. And so you got to start, even before you put your money game plan together, you got to start with a money mission. What do you mean by a money mission? Well, you have to have a big why in order to be really dedicated to executing your what. Okay, so that means my money mission needs to connect me to a level of commitment to God that gives me the clarity about money. Okay, so I have a money mission. So I have a mission to get money because there's a bigger why behind my what. This is your money mission. A lot of people don't have a money mission. A lot of people have a ministry mission. They have a family mission. They have a personal mission. They may have a physical health mission. They may have an emotional mission, a mental mission, or theological or religious mission, but they don't tie none of those missions to a money mission. Because think about it. If you got a physical mission for your health, if you have a mental mission for your mind, if you have a spiritual mission for your life as a believer, if you have a mission for your church, a mission for nonprofit service or community service, if you have a mission for your marriage or for your family and for your kids, if you have all those missions and none of those missions are interconnected to a money mission, how are you actually going to execute those missions if you're broke? How you going to execute those missions if you ain't got no money? Because all those missions at some point will require you to have money. All of them. Or at least some level of that mission is going to require you to have money to facilitate getting the mission done. This is why I try to talk to pastors and preachers and ministers and people who are in the community wanting to do community service. Listen, I don't want you to stop doing that, but don't stop getting the bag. Like, you got to put some of that energy on getting the bag instead of just being mad at everybody who don't want to help you do what you want to do in your community. People ain't got the money to do it. Most of the people I know, they want to help their community. When they see other people who got money helping the community and they see people crying and see people reacting when they're getting things done for them that they couldn't afford, and children are crying because they see their parents crying because somebody came through and helped them who had money. When most people see those acts of kindness, guess what it does for them? It does the same thing for them that it does for us. It makes us cry. It makes us tear up. It makes us ponder and say, man, I wish I was in a position that I could do that. I wish I could do that for my community. I wish I could pay for all the kids to get bicycles in my hood. Everybody wants to do that. At least most people do. But they cannot fulfill that mission. Why? Because they have not been able to solidify their money mission. So when you have a money mission, it doesn't mean your whole objective is just money. But you understand, while I'm pursuing my mission for life, while I'm pursuing my mission in ministry, while I'm pursuing my mission for my family, while I'm pursuing my mission to be healthy, while I'm pursuing my mission to help my children and my grandchildren and to serve my community and to help those who don't have what I got, while I'm pursuing those missions, I'm getting money while I'm at it. So I'm never taking my focus off the mission to get the money to fulfill the mission that's on the other side of the money. This is where a lot of people get it twisted. And the only way you're going to correct this is if you're listening to people like me and you're getting information and data that's going to help reset your mind about money when it comes to your commitment to God, your commitment to yourself, and your commitment to others. So your money mission is connected to your commitment. You cannot be committed to money correctly with a money mission if your commitment is not correct with God about money. So you can't be around here, well, God don't need no money. Well, you're not God. You don't live in heaven. You're human and you live in the United States of America or whatever country you live in. Wherever you live at, I bet you there's some type of currency that's needed for you to do something. You could be living somewhere on the planet that your currency is goats and cows and livestock or vegetables and fruits. Well, guess what? That's still a form of currency, because without goats, without cows, without cash, without moolah, without pesos, without dineros, without whatever it is, pounds, without euros, you ain't gonna fulfill or complete any other mission you got in your life, because you ain't got the money mission right. So you got to start with your money mission. Your money mission begins with you making a commitment to see, I'm committed to my money, and my money commitment is connected to my commitment to God about money. I know why God gives me the power to get wealth. Because God wants to establish his covenant on the earth. God wants to do some things through me that are so big that's going to require me to be a billionaire. I know this. I have to have billions of dollars in order to do the things I want to do on this planet. I got to make that happen. And so my money mission is like, I'm like so focused in, because my commitment to God is clear. I do not have a flawed perspective and view about God when it comes to money. And the people who do don't have a money mission. And so once I solidify my commitment to God about money, now I got to solidify my commitment to myself. Am I committed to getting the money? Because I can't allow myself to make sense of not having enough money. I can't get to a point to where I start getting comfortable. Like, if nobody knows where, like most people that don't know me don't know where me and my wife are financially. Only the people that know that are really like maybe close people, or the people who help us, like lawyers or CPAs or bankers. They know it, but most people don't. But you wouldn't know where I am financially because of how I show up every day. You wouldn't know where I am financially, how stable or successful or financially free I am. You know why? Because I'm showing up every day, not because I don't have money, but because I have a money mission. And I know the things that I need to do ain't just for me. So my commitment to God, my commitment to myself, and then my commitment to others, because you need a commitment to others. This is why you need to be around people. This is why masterminds and coaching programs and mentors and being in groups of people who think the same way is so vital to your money mission. Because if you're listening to me, and then in the other room or on the other side of this show, you calling somebody or going to eat lunch with somebody who's broke or may be comfortable. They may not be broke, they may just be comfortable, especially if they're somewhere in the middle. Because people who are in the middle are really, really comfortable. Those are most of the people who are asleep. Think about it. The average person who makes $60,000 a year has a nice car, right? They may have a nice house. They may have a lot of nice clothes. But guess what they don't have? A money mission. Because if they had a money mission and they understood the money game and they had income power plays to play because they have a game plan, they probably wouldn't be flaunting with all their money in this stuff, because that money will be saved until they're able to do things with it, to put it in vehicles that increase their overall income. That's why you don't want to be that person, and you don't want to listen to those people, because those are the people that will keep you in trouble. And trust me, just because you see celebrities and rappers and athletes and millionaires on TV and social media splurging and balling out of control and living it up, it don't mean they have a money mission. It don't mean they know the money game. It don't mean they have income power plays, and it definitely don't mean they have a money game plan. Most of them will be broke if they stop doing what they're doing. Most of them will be broke if they stop. If the celebrity stop being a celebrity today, within 3 years, they'll be broke. If the athletes stopped doing what they're doing today, most of them would be broke. If the movie star, if the rapper, if the singer, if the artist, if the whoever, if most of them stopped doing what they did today, in 3 years, most of them would be broke. Facts. Because most of them don't even have passive income. The income that they using is all active income or labor income. They have to show up to get that money. They have to actively participate in something to get that money. And when they stop showing up or stop actively participating in that thing, the money dries up and they can't keep that same lifestyle because they have not built a financial infrastructure to sustain them over the course of extended periods of time. In other words, they ain't got no money mission. So that's number one. That's the first thing. You got to have that money mission. And to simplify it, you got to have a commitment to God, to yourself, and to other people. So if I look at your life and see who you hanging around, who you talk to about money, who you getting your advice and information from. And don't just tell me books. Don't just tell me audible.com. Don't just tell me, well, I Google a lot and I YouTube a lot. That's probably why you don't have a lot of money. Because you're getting too much data in. You're getting too much information in. And when you get too much information in or data in, guess what happens? It confuses you and it causes you to become like paralyzed. You don't do nothing. Have you ever noticed people who have a lot of information, who know a lot, and every time you talk to them, they always know it. They always got the answer. I call these people professional students because they full grown, got more degrees behind their name than their real name, and don't have no success. They have no success in terms of having a scoreboard to show that they've been winning. But as old as they are, as much of an adult as they are, they have a whole lot of information. They know everything, but they don't have nothing to prove that they know. And then they always give you this lame excuse of, well, I just don't let people know what I got. I don't let people see it. Well, somebody need to see something, dog. Like at some point, we need to see something as proof. And it doesn't have to be clothes. It doesn't have to be a car. It doesn't have to be a house. Maybe it needs to be a real business or a real successful organization or something. It's just like a team that never plays the game saying, oh, we winning. We done won every game this year. Yeah, but when you gonna play? And then we don't see nothing on the scoreboard. I'm just saying though, that's your money mission. Then once you get your money mission right, now you got to get in the money game. You got to get in the money game. So getting in the money game means that you're going to figure out ways to better make money, to better manage money, and to better multiply money. So this is how you get in the money game. But again, developing the skill set to make money, to better manage money, and to better multiply money, that skill set is going to come because you have a money mission. Do not pass that part up, because if you pass that part up, it's gonna disable you. So the money game is about you learning how to make money, you learning how to manage money, and you learning how to multiply money. So I hope you're taking good notes today, because I'm giving you a good summary. So we have the money mission. Money mission is about commitment, right? Commitment to God, self, and I will say others, accountability partners. Then the money game. Once you have this taken care of here, then you can play the money game. The money game is you developing the skill set. How do you develop the skill set? You got to learn. You got to get educated. You got to get trained. Skill set. This is learning. This is training. This is what I do every day. I teach people. I train people. So what does my skill set need to be in for the money game to work? Making money, managing money, and multiplying money. So you got to learn how to do those three. You got to learn how to do those three. You got to learn how to make money. You got to learn how to manage money. You got to learn how to multiply money. That's the money game. Okay? All right. So now, once you're able to play the money game, guess what you're going to end up with? When you start playing the money game, you're going to end up with this magic word called income. That's what you're going to end up with. Now you're able to implement your income power play. Your income power play. So I told you yesterday, getting in the money game is like joining the team, getting your uniform, learning the playbook, and then going on the field on game day. What is the most important? What is the most important play? What is the most important play once you get in the money game? The most important play is the kickoff. Because you cannot call a play. Tom Brady can't call none of them plays he got on his arm or he hearing in his ear if the kicking team did not kick him the ball. So the game starts, every football game starts the same. They flip the coin. The kick team kicks it to the receiving team, and the receiving team either tries to run it or go on a knee, and then they start the game. So the most important component of your income power play is you learning to save your income. Because your income is by far your number one wealth building tool. Now, all of you that's watching me, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, and you feel like, you know what, man, I just need help to get my business growing, and I need to know about a holding company, dog, and you know, you have all these other things that you really want to focus your attention on. It's because you don't have a money mission, you do not know how to play the money game, and guess what? You will never be able to implement a real income power play because you don't have the discipline. Saving your income is about discipline. It's about habits. It's about being consistent in those disciplined habits. So now I have to learn to implement the income power play by utilizing my number one wealth building tool, which is what? My income. I have to learn to live on less than what I earn. Man, this is fundamental, but I'm telling y'all, this is what got me and my wife where we at right now. I have to learn to live off, or to live on rather, less than what I earn. So my question to you is, what's your money game plan? That's a question mark. What's your money game plan? If you have a money mission, you're committed to God, you're committed to yourself, you're committed to others. Well, you got to make sure you are. Because don't just tell me you committed to God and yourself and you ain't around the right people. You got to get committed to others. You got to check that box. Once you check those boxes in the money mission part, then you go to looking at the money game. Okay, I got to get better at making money, managing money, and multiplying money. That means I need Ramon or someone to start training me. I need to start listening to his courses. I need to start learning about financial literacy, about business ownership, about real estate investing. Why? Because I got to get better at making money, managing money that I start making, and multiplying the money that I end up managing. I got to get better at that. How am I going to get better? Learning the information, training, getting educated, so that once I get good at making money, managing money, and multiplying money, now I can develop the discipline in that process to start playing the money game by implementing certain income power plays. So I have this blueprint game plan that I've been talking about. And this blueprint game plan, and I'm not just selling it to you, I'm just really trying to show you that you gotta get the information. You gotta learn something. Because you're not going to just keep Googling and scrolling and searching and making sense of all the data that you're bringing into your mind. It has to be contextualized. It has to be concentrated. It has to work like that. There's a reason that we have schools. There's a reason why we have training. There's a reason why you have to concentrate your attention and your focus on certain subjects so that you can build the discipline, the habits, and the muscle to be good at that. Imagine if an ear, nose, and throat doctor was like focusing all their attention on toes. Or imagine a football player come to practice every day and they watching videos and they reading through the playbook, and the football player is learning about tennis. It's going to be counterproductive to that person and to that team and to their scoring and winning, because even though that football player is learning something, they're just not learning the right thing and they're not concentrated on what's most important. To the extent that when you listen to certain professional athletes, if they get interviewed before or after a game, especially after a winning game, if you ask them about, the Super Bowl or the championship playoffs, they'll always say, we're taking it 1 week at a time. Right now, all we need to focus on is our next team. We need to focus on our next opponent. We need to focus on our next win. We need to focus on the next play. They're not thinking about 15 games or 80 games out. They're thinking about, what do I need to do now and stay focused and concentrated on? This is how you create a game plan for your money. So in the blueprint, I give you 5 steps. Just these 5 steps alone. If you followed those 5 steps, and you understood all that other external or internal stuff that I just talked about, your life will be better by the end of this year. But you know why a lot of people who listen to me right now ain't gonna do nothing until tax time? Cause you got Halloween. You and little oochie coochie coo. We gotta get like Halloween outfits and costumes. We got to go trick-or-treating. We got the classic coming. So then November come, and guess what? We got Thanksgiving. We all get goofy for Thanksgiving for a week. And we're all broke after Thanksgiving ends. So we ball out of control. We look good. We dressing good. We impressing family members that we can't stand. We showing off on social media for a whole week. Not me, but most people. And guess what? The Monday after Thanksgiving, you're struggling, you're dragging your behind, you don't want to go to work, you're miserable. Now you know December coming and you ain't got money to pay December rent, only for you to get past Thanksgiving and then to get back goofy for Christmas. So most people are getting ready to check out within the next week or so. Most Americans, that middle group of people and below, a lot of them are getting ready to check out. And I'm going to tell you what's going to make them check out. Banks, big businesses, stores and shopping and the holiday season. Man, once that come around, like I'm telling y'all, watch how people's here's what I want y'all to do. Can y'all do this for me, please? I want all my community members that's watching me today. I want you to do this. What's today? Today is October the 14th. Here's what I want you to do. Because Halloween falls on a Sunday. All right. So Halloween is 2.5 weeks away. So 2 weeks from today, it will be the 28th. All right. So I want you to start seeing how people start changing in their attitudes and their behaviors once we get to Halloween weekend. Watch how people start changing. Watch how their attitudes start changing. And what you're going to start seeing is, and I don't have any scientific proof behind what I'm going to say right here, but this is what I think. I think when Halloween starts coming, people start getting like that dopamine hit in their brain. It's like a personal feeling they get to feel high. and it causes them to start checking out of reality. So now they're not going to start caring, because now they get through Halloween. Now, oh my God, we're close to Thanksgiving. We only got like 3 weeks left. So now we need to start shopping. We got Black Friday, like all this stuff getting ready to come. And then that's going to ride them out to December, all the way into the new year. Most people are going to start checking out in about 2 weeks. And a lot of them will not check back in until maybe January the 4th. That's a Tuesday. Because they got to while out and hang out and splurge and look like they got it going on. And they got to take a whole lot of items back to the store that weekend. But I don't want you to be that person. I don't want you to be that person. Like, I got so many things I can share with y'all to show you how important it is for you to learn this. What's your money game plan? Here is what it is, because here's what I teach in this blueprint game plan. This is a 5-step wealth building system that I've created. And each step I give you the blueprint. That's why I call it the blueprint game plan, because I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you what you need to do. But in between each step, I have courses, videos, interactive lessons that you can train on and learn how to get through each step. That's powerful. So I'm not just telling you what to do. I'm actually showing you how to do it. So what are my 5 steps for the game plan that I use? Okay, number 1, save at least $1,000. Save at least $1,000. Now again, if you need to learn how to save, you need to educate yourself. You need to learn the fundamentals of financial literacy. You have to begin to develop the discipline and build the muscle. But that's step number 1. Dave Ramsey uses it. Susie Orman uses it. Most financial gurus and experts use it. You know why? Because there's a lot of science behind a person saving $1,000. Statistics and surveys show today, you can Google this, that 8 out of 10 Americans don't have $1,000 saved for any emergency or for anything. So that means 8 out of 10 people who watching me right now don't even have at least $1,000 saved. Why don't you have $1,000 saved? Because you do not have a money game plan. You do not have a money game plan because why? You don't have income power plays. You don't know what plays to call. And why don't you know what plays to call? Because you're not playing the money game. Why you're not playing the money game? Because you ain't got no money mission. I've been talking about this all week because I'm trying to save a whole lot of my people from getting bamboozled within the next couple weeks, only to wake up in the beginning of 2022 and realize we are worse off than we were when the pandemic started. Because economically for a lot of people, y'all, it's going to get worse. Because now the stimulus checks are gone. Now all this stuff is changing. The tax laws are changing. Business is changing. Jobs are changing. Companies don't need as many humans as they used to need. Like everything is changing. We are going through right now, we are literally in the middle of what many experts are calling the digitization of society. We're in the middle of a digital revolution. And we don't even see how important it is for us to not only pivot so we can win, but to some extent we gotta digitize our minds. We gotta get into the digits. Do you understand? So if we're in a digital revolution, digital, look at the root word of digital. Do you know what the root word of digital is? We're in a digital revolution. What is the root word for digital? Digit. You got to get your mind on them digits, dog. Come on, sis. We got to get it together. So you need to save 1,000. Number 2, pay off all consumer debt. Now, I say consumer debt. The reason why I say consumer debt, because I'm not talking about all the old debt that you owe, all those closed credit cards. That's not what I'm thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about the student loans. I'm not even really thinking about the tax liens right now. I ain't thinking about none of that. I'm just thinking about what things that you are paying today that are consuming your income. Your income. So think about the money that you are bringing in every month right now. I don't care if it's enough or not, because I know you're gonna have to learn how to increase it. But even while you're learning how to increase that income, take a look at what is consuming the income that you have. Is it a car loan that you shouldn't have because you bought too much car? Is it rent because you shouldn't be renting that much space? Is it your lifestyle? So I'm not saying you got to shrink your life down to zero, but what I am saying is you have to at least acknowledge what is consuming all of your income. So number 2 would be for you to pay that off. Why do we want to pay it off? Because while you're paying off things that are consuming your income, your current income, you want to increase to create new income, so that as you start creating new income and start controlling more of your current income, now you have more cash flow that you can what? You can save, which brings me to number 3. Because once you do that the right way, you can go back to number 3, and then you can save or add at least 3 to 6 months to that initial $1,000. Now, if you are an entrepreneur like me, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, 3 to 6 months of salary or expenses is not enough. I need somewhere between 6 and 12 just to be on the safe side and just to be, like comfortable and secure to know. Because I got a staff of people who need to get paid every 2 weeks, including my wife. And my wife is one of them. And my wife is like, listen, dog, what you ain't finna do is play with my check. Like, you can play with a lot of things. And my wife is the type of person, she will never allow me to tell my staff and team, oh, y'all gonna have to hold that check. I post dated it till the 1st because, I know it's the 18th now, but just give me an extra week. She ain't having that. My wife is never gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that. You fired. Yeah, they gonna be firing me. You know what? You fired, dog. So my point is, if you're working a job, you may be good with 3 to 6 months. But if you are an entrepreneur, you need to be pushing to 6 to 12. So that means if it takes about $5,000 for you to cover your expenses and run your business, let's say if you're a small business owner, then that means your goal should be trying to get about 30 grand just stored, set aside for just whatever may come up that you don't want to have to be thrown off for 2 or 3 months, okay? So that would be number 3. Number 4, I would say implement the 40% rule. This is the hardest. Most people never get past that one. That is so hard. When me and my wife first got introduced to the 40% rule 3 years ago, oh my God, we started doing the math and we was like, oh shoot, man, like we're gonna have to put a whole lot of stuff off. Because what the 40% rule says is you have to be able to take 40% of your gross income and put it up. Think about that. So if you're making $5,000 a month, or maybe that's a big leap. Let's say if you make $2,500 a month. Well, you minus 40%, that's $1,000. Think about that. So you making $2,500 a month, that's $1,000 to implement the 40% rule. Guess what you're gonna find out when you try to implement the 40% rule? Guess what you're gonna find out? Can you guess? You're gonna find out you're not making enough income. Now you're gonna have to increase your income, but what else you're gonna do is you're gonna put off luxuries. Like when me and my wife started implementing the 40% rule three years ago, man, we wasn't nowhere near 40% putting aside. It was like, man, we got to get that bag. Then we started getting the bag, and once we finally hit 40%, guess what the temptation was then? Man, I'm gonna go get me another car. Oh, we need to go move. We're gonna go get us a bigger place. And we always would come back and be like, no, why are we gonna start? Because we're not gonna be true to the 40% rule. So like even today, think about it. We're hiring new people. We're expanding our company. We're investing in infrastructure for our business. I'm looking for other businesses to buy. I'm looking for other things to put money into. But guess what? I ain't violating that 40% rule. But it's a whole lot of things that I could do. And if it was 4 or 5 years ago, I would be doing that I'm not doing. Every once in a while, like every couple months, I'll start going to car gurus, and then I'll start looking at like G-Wagons or like Rolls Royce, because I want me a Wraith. And I'll start looking at it, excuse me, and I'll calculate the payments. Excuse me. Woo. Wow. That went the wrong way. So I'll go to car gurus, right? Don't tell my wife this, but I'll go to she watching, ain't she? I'll go to car gurus and I'll pull up like the G-Wagon, and I'll find one, it might be like 150, right? And I'll start calculating the payments. Or I'll find like a nice house here in Buckhead, and it'd be like $1 million or $2 million, and then we'll be trying to calculate the numbers. And then like me and my wife, we'll get all excited, you know, and then we'll be like, ooh, ooh, look at that, it's a pool, blah, blah, blah. And then like 2 days later, I love my wife, she'll be, honey, I'll be like, yeah, honey, what's up? She'll like, you know, I was praying, and you know, I really thought about it. I'm not ready for that. But I love that, because guess what I'm thinking to myself? Man, I ain't ready for that either, because guess what I got to give up? I got to give up that 40% rule in order to make that happen. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let's wait another year. And then 6 months later, we start getting that itchy feeling, and it's like, man, I want me a bigger house. Man, I miss cooking in a big kitchen. I miss having land. I miss driving my own car. And then me and my wife talk about it, and she's like, don't violate that rule, dog, especially now because you teaching it to other people. Now, how you look around here not living by the 40% rule but telling other people to do it. And I promise y'all, ever since my wife and I got to that point, when we started 3 years ago, we have not let off, we have not let off that gas. And that alone, that single step alone has changed and transformed our life forever. Forever, y'all. I'm telling you. So that's the 40% rule. And number 5 is to get wealthy. And the way you get wealthy, of course, is by building a holding company, having divisions and subsidiaries, which you can actually start that at step 1, but it may not benefit you until you get to step 5. You won't really see the impact of it. So right now, where I am in my business is a reflection of where I am in my personal life. And so now my business is in a position where I have totally separated all of my assets. I have lawyers who have already separated my assets in a way to where now I can see the true value of the wealth vehicle I'm creating because I didn't let up on these 5 steps. So for all of you that's watching me, you're like, man, I think I can do that. I want you to get access to this blueprint game plan. And if you're already on the blueprint game plan, I challenge you to go back and revisit it from this perspective, not to go find one course that you just crazy about. Oh, I want to learn about holding companies. I want to take the entrepreneurship course. No, what you need to do is get in the money game, because your entrepreneurship is going to change when your money changes. And your money ain't going to change unless your mission and your commitment and all those other intangible things change. So for those of you that are interested in it, I want you to text the word blueprint. We have a special offer that we're giving you for our blueprint game plan. Text the word blueprint. This is the word that I want you to text if you want access to it. This is a $1,500 program. We have a payment plan option if you need a payment plan, or you can just pay the whole $1,500 and you have access to our blueprint game plan for 1 year, on demand, 24-hour a day access to this interactive course. Now, guess what? We also have an option for our blueprint for $2,500 that you could get weekly coaching. So if you would like to have access to the Blueprint game plan, but you also want to have weekly coaching so you can drop in every Monday at 5 p.m. and get trained, get coached, be in a community of people who are building six-figure businesses, you could get access to that with coaching for $2,500. All you have to do is text the word Blueprint to 404-478-7213. Maybe you would like coaching. We have a one-year business coaching program, and guess what? Our one-year business coaching program, we give you access to both of those. To our weekly coaching, we give you access to our Blueprint game plan, and we start you out with an initial one-on-one coaching session. We also give you access to 4 group coaching masterminds every quarter and 4 workshops, VIP workshops for sales, for marketing, for business systems, and for financial systems. So this is a $5,000 program. We also have a payment plan option. So you can either text the word Blueprint or text the word coaching, and my team and I, we can discuss the details with you. We can get you signed up today, onboarded today, and you can start your training today. Just text Blueprint or text coaching to 404-478-7213. For those of you that are consultants, coaches, trainers, motivational speakers, I have been all of the above my entire tenure. I'm an ordained minister. I'm an apostle of a church charter. I'm a prophet. I've traveled and preached. I've pastored. I have a university training platform. I've done it all. I have an organizational enterprise. I have a real estate investing division. I have a consulting group. Like, there's not too many things in the world of ministry and business that I haven't done or that I am not currently doing. But if you're interested in moving into the profession of coaching and consulting and training, and you want to polish it up and you want to be very like real professional with what you're doing, because we have a lot of people who are coaching today, who are consulting, who are training people today, but they're not polished in what they're doing. And when I say polished, I'm not talking about, you talking like you're King James' first cousin. I'm not talking about that kind of polish. I'm talking about you actually know what you're doing that's getting results. So your systems are polished. Your process is polished. You know how to assess a client. You know how to onboard that client. You know how to ask the right questions to that client to figure out what their goals are. You know how to put a game plan together for that client. You know how to not to service that client, but also to follow up with that client and follow through to help them reach their goals. You know what systems and processes are needed to facilitate and accommodate that client. So we have a business certification program and a licensing program where you can be certified and trained on how to coach and consult, and you could be licensed to use our system. You can literally, as a licensee, sell the Blueprint game plan. I've said this to a few people who have showed interest in joining our licensing program, that guess what? You don't even have to coach. All you have to do is just introduce people to the Blueprint, and you're not even doing any work. All you're doing as a licensee is just getting people on the Blueprint. And our headquarters, we're going to onboard the people you process once they pay the payment to join the Blueprint game plan. And this is all virtual. All you have to do as a licensee is just to keep getting people to purchase it, and you're going to make your money. So if you would like to be a part of that, just text the word certify. Text the word certify. Certify. If you want to be certified with a real certification, because there's a whole lot of people, and I don't want to throw shade this late in the day, but it's a whole lot of people who got certifications and all these papers, and they this and they that and they this and they that, and ain't doing a doggone thing because they don't know what they're doing. I want to get you certified. I want you to have an opportunity to be licensed so that you can use material and curriculum that actually works, that actually gets results. My team, they know it works because they have to work it every day. So they're seeing what a six-figure consulting, coaching, or training program can do because they're producing those figures. Not me. They're producing it. A lot of the things that they do on a day-to-day basis, they're able to see the results. And they are a reflection of you because they're being trained to be professionals. They're being trained to be consultants and coaches and trainers because they're utilizing the same material. So if you would like to join our coaching, our certification program or our licensing program, just text the word certify to 404-478-7213. All right? All of you pastors, all of you prophets, all of you leaders, you preachers, listen to me. I want to help you. I do not want you to feel like you're alone. So if you are a fivefold minister, if you're a pastor, if you have a church, if you have a nonprofit or CDC or economic development corporation, or maybe you have some type of group or association in your community that you want to make an impact and you're just struggling with getting your top line revenue up and having the resources to actually get it done, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to reach out to me and I want to at least have a sit down to talk with you, whether it's in person, over the phone, or even a Zoom conference call. I just want to share with you the programs that we have that are tailor-made for our executive training and coaching division. We have specifically carved out an entire division to work with pastors, churches, nonprofits, corporations, senior leaders, and groups that need to increase their top line revenue, that need systems and processes either for themselves, for their teams, or for their people so that they can continue to pivot in this pandemic and see success. All you have to do is reach out to me. You can actually text executive. You can text executive to the number, or you can go to RamonPreston.com/executive. RamonPreston.com/executive. And we can schedule an appointment to talk with you so we can share with you what it is that we're doing in our executive training and coaching division to support and to provide solutions for success for pastors, churches, nonprofits, senior leaders, corporations, and groups. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. I want you to have an amazing Thursday. If there's anything that we can do to help you, to give you some support so that you can continue to move forward and succeed in your business, your ministry, your income streams, or your wealth building dreams, feel free to reach out to us. The information is in the description. Otherwise, until next time, thank you for being a part of the Ramon